Few automotive brands signal as much grandeur as Rolls-Royce, a 116-year-old British ultra-luxury marque known for its asymmetrical, iconic hood ornament, the Spirit of Ecstasy. Now, this Spirit has a little bit of a darker finish, and that's not because it's tarnished. This is actually the black badge version of the Dawn convertible. Black Badge being a sub-brand that Rolls-Royce introduced in 2016 that has since made its way across the Wraith, the Ghost, the Dawn, and the Cullinan. So what makes the Black Badge different, and how much does it cost? We're guessing that if you're asking the second question, you're probably not in its target market, but hey, you're the internet, so we'll answer that anyway. Now, given the near limitless customizability of the Dawn, and really any Rolls, visual differences for the Black Badge are an exercise in subtleties. You get an inverted color scheme for the double R badge, which gives a sort of negative color alter ego. Black Badge treatment also adds black chrome elements to the trunk lid, tailpipes, grille framework, and of course, that Spirit of Ecstasy. Now, a Black Badge doesn't have to be black. It can come in any manner of colors, and you can get that ornament in its standard lighter chrome or even carbon fiber. The differences go beyond visual. A new exhaust system that's deployed when you press the low button gives the Dawn's V12 engine more of a baritone note. Now, I find it a tasteful mid-range pitch once you're on the gas, and it's not too blatty otherwise. I will note that the low button also doubles as a mode for the transmission to hold lower gears should you need engine braking down a long hill. The fact that it's also effectively a sport mode for the Black Badge is a little confusing, but you'll get used to it. Now, in case you need more power to match the pitch, the Dawn gets slight bumps in both horsepower and torque, plus unique transmission and throttle tuning once you get Black Badge treatment. It also has unique suspension tuning and hardware to improve handling. A quicker steering ratio has more feedback and less high-speed assist in the Black Badge too, but let's not confuse this for a sports car. The ratio is still slow enough to seem more like a ship's rudder, and you're still piloting a car that tips the scales at more than 5,800 pounds for the Black Badge. That's in the neighborhood of a typical full-size 3-row SUV, and so reflexes here are generally slow and corners come with noticeable body roll despite our test car's active stabilizer bars. Accelerator and transmission response are both on the gradual side, though when you really step on it and rev the drivetrain out, the Dawn's wall of torque makes for potent on-ramp acceleration. Now, at cruising speed with the top up, the Dawn is quiet enough to make you forget it's a convertible, and the suspension makes for serene ride comfort even with Black Badge tuning. The Dawn has air springs and adaptive shock absorbers, and they work as advertised to isolate the cabin over sewer covers and potholes. That cabin is rife with traditional Rolls-Royce cues, things like organ pulls for the air vents and individual hot-cold registers for each outboard occupant. It's not for everyone. Some might find the elements too scattershot, and given that the BMW group owns Rolls-Royce and the Dawn shares some underlying platform parts with the Ghost, a sedan whose current generation dates back more than a decade, there's a fair amount of legacy technology going on here. For example, you don't get certain goodies that newer BMWs have, things like lane centering steering or Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have to control the dashboard display through a console knob and shortcut keys, similar to BMW's iDrive controller of an earlier generation. BMW has incorporated touchscreen functionality across its lineup, but that has yet to dawn on this Rolls. The brand still insists on climate controls that don't let you set a particular temperature either, only these registers that kind of make you guesstimate. Of course, dwelling on all that is a little like complaining that your antique watch doesn't have GPS. The Dawn's interior is opulent, with full-grain black and mandarin leather, Selby gray ribbing, and monogrammed head restraints. And of course, the sky is the limit on customization. Hey, you want a Spirit of Ecstasy embossed on the doors? How about gold pinstripes on the dashboard, or steering wheel trim to match the rest of the interior? Rolls-Royce can do all of that because this is all about near-infinite personalization. Speaking of which, a few areas have an embroidered infinity symbol between them. Also called a lemniscate, that badge pays tribute to the same symbol used as an insurance classification for limitless power on the Rolls-Royce powered Bluebird K3. That would be a watercraft that British daredevil Sir Malcolm Campbell used to set the world's water speed record in 1937. Don't confuse him with Mr. Joseph Campbell, the fruit merchant credited with opening a New Jersey plant in 1869 that would eventually become the company whose canned soup tucks neatly into the Dawn's cup holder. Not that you'd want to eat anything in this car. The floor mats are lamb's wool with a leather heel section for the driver. Heck, the umbrellas in the door are so nice that you may not want to use them, at least in a windstorm. We found replacements at one dealer for $600 a pop, and, well, these door chambers don't seem too well suited for anything else. Still, the cost of that umbrella is a fly speck in the scheme of things. The Black Badge treatment alone was $50,000 on our test car. whose total cost ran up to nearly $500,000, with things like Mandarin pinstripes applied to the wheel centers for $2,400, the Selby gray seat piping at $3,175, and the signature package, which gets you upgraded audio, the monogrammed head restraints, and lamb's wool floor mats at a mere $11,275. The most interesting option is the Don's available aero cowling, made of aluminum and carbon fiber, which serves as a sort of extended tonneau cover. It's a tonneau money too, at $25,750, but it's removable and sits above the rear seats with aluminum and carbon fiber construction plus a handmade leather cover. It fits in place whether the top is up or down, and it also has 2 lockable storage compartments. Hey, now there's a better spot for my umbrella. Remove that cover and there's an outrageously large back seat for a convertible. A lot of sedans don't have it this good. Even adults won't mind sitting here. Of course, this wouldn't be a Rolls-Royce without rear-hinged coach doors that power shut or wheel centers that stay upright no matter the rotation. Does any of that justify $500,000 spent on a convertible? Hey, I doubt anyone with the means has to ask that question. This is a car with hand-polished surfaces finished in 6 coats of lacquer and left in a 72-hour cure. That sort of detail and the kind of exclusivity that comes from such low-volume sales gives ultra-luxury and exotic cars a degree of desirability even when they get old. There's a reason a 15-year-old Phantom will still probably end up at the front of the valet line. The Don certainly lands in that vein, and for a certain kind of shopper, it's bound to become a worthy part of the collection.